finger licking. I put my finger in and touch his lips and let him lick it. He really wanna fuck me cause he know that really different. That pussy but I purr like a little kitten. He begging, asking me to let him stick the tipping. But if he stick the tipping, he gon' want the whole.
What do you feel, what has been your biggest lesson in watching the show? I know there's lessons, and I'm gonna ask, let me do that. Your biggest lesson shooting the show and your biggest lesson since you're watching. About yourself, not about the relationship, about yourself.
I know I go out of my way to make everybody else feel comfortable, and it's like, I get such the wrong rap, like I'm this mean person or mean girl, and I'm so not. I'm such a sensitive, actual person. My job is to discuss hot topics. My job and my reality TV personality is, you know, I defend myself. I clap back, I talk my shit, but like I'm actually a really sensitive person. And people in my real life tell me to stop putting everybody else's feelings before my own, and I do it to a fault. I do it to a fault where I'm like, I make sure everybody else is comfortable, and then I'm not. And that's when not anymore. You know, we're not doing that anymore.
Yeah. Wait, who is this? I'm also taking comments from you guys in the audience. Who is this talking about they haven't seen the show yet? I'm calling you out. Who is this? Willie Johnson, 839. Oh my God. You haven't seen no episodes? Okay. I'm calling you out. You have to watch Couples There. Listen, I'm talking Couples Retreat. Who else? Is that Jody's mama? Really? Is that what we're asking tonight? What else? Yes, it's AJ Johnson. Come Back to Pittsburgh. Oh my gosh, that's so long ago. But who is this also that didn't Dynasty? Okay, you guys, you have to watch the show. And listen, just like what Claudia said, a lot of people are talking about, oh, it's fake, oh, it's fake. Why do you think people think it's fake? I get offended because I'm not doing, ain't nothing fake about me. I'm not doing no fake couples therapy show. Y'all go through so much drama. I'm not gonna put myself through absorbing your drama and trying to help you.
Real. The only ones we didn't know about was, I didn't know that Jess and Daniel were together, but they were a new couple. So it is a real, everyone's real couple. Like we actually spent time with each other. There's a lot of stuff y'all don't see. There's a lot of stuff, you can't put everything in the show. Like, you know, KJ was like, they didn't show the nice stuff I said to you. I'm like, yeah, well, we know what it is. So, I mean, there's a lot of stuff that y'all don't see. But the couples are 1000% real. That's why we were so emotionally invested in each other. We can't fake that. Like, I wouldn't be so angry at Daniel if they weren't really together and he wasn't really letting her down. And I definitely was all up in the business because I look at Jess as a little sister. Like, I feel how she's being dragged. I feel how she's had public humiliation in relationships. I feel like I've been through that too. So I just really connected with her. And I was so angry at Daniel the entire season. They probably...
You really were. I'm looking at who's talking. R4 doesn't seem fake to me. Those emotions seem real. Yeah, because they are. Let's see who else. Loving the show, AJ. Getting people to open up. Love it. Yep, sure are. Let me see who else. It's never fake. Well, I'm not going to say what's fake or what's not. I'm talking about Couples Retreat and us. We're not fake. Matter of fact, when we're shooting, I have to stay away from the girls and the couples a lot. If you remember, Cloud, we weren't even around each other that much because they're so afraid I'm going to say something or tell them what's coming next. So the shooting schedule where we're shooting is a lot very separate, and I don't see them a lot until they really walk up into a segment. They have no idea what the games are going to be.
No, right? We didn't know anything. Like, we're like learning when you're learning. So it's like on the spot, you know? And so we're like, oh, they want us to exchange phones? I don't know about that. Or this is we were all learning as we went along. And that I think it was better that way because you couldn't fake it. You know what I mean? And it's not Blue Chip 47. Right. It's not fake. There are people that go on some of the other reality shows that go because they get a really big check to go on, Marriage Boot Camp, those kind of shows. Those are really entertaining. They get a lot of money. And sometimes I've had a friend that said, which I was going to ask you to come on to get a bag. This isn't like that. This is a show that they had. The vetting process was like, we had so many interviews before we had to do this. Like, they really needed to really be a real couple. So it's not fake. Maybe people look at our relationship like, oh, how can you put up with that kind of stuff? Again, it's a reality show. You're seeing a slice. You're seeing a slice of our relationship. You know what I mean? You're seeing part of it.
Right. Well, listen, I want to take some questions,
I will,
and I know that we've got
bad and the ugly. Then
Kiana in here.
we can answer them all. Doesn't matter.
Okay, so hold on. I'm gonna grab Rada if she's in here. Rada, request so that I can put both of you up. Who's this? I believe in you, Claudia. You're very sensitive. AJ, don't play that fake shit. Thank you. Tell everybody I do not.
We're not doing that. That's corny. Like we've been around long enough. We don't have to fake something for a show. We get shows. We work. We don't have to fake it. Like there's enough dysfunction in relationships. There's plenty of us that we're good. It's not fake.
Yeah. There's for those of you guys, I don't want to tell too much, but if you didn't see last night's episode, all I'm gonna say is we played this game that tests the trust between couples, and what I want to talk about with you all, especially the girls too, is what tests your trust, and I want you to put it up in the comments. I'm gonna bring some people on in a second before we go tonight, but I want to see one word so we can see it. What tests your trust in your companion? Okay, Rada, what do you mean you don't know how to request? Wait, let me see if I can get you. Hold on, I see Rada. Hold on, let me see if I can get you.
Yeah, everybody, it's a really good show.
No, I think you're gonna have to request. Okay, you know how to do this, Claudia. Can I bring Rada on without her requesting?
It should. Okay.
Because I see
next to the comment box, I think there's like there should be something where she can click and she can send a request to you, Rada.
Yeah, I think right next to the comment there's a box, and if you click that, Rada, it should allow you to request. Until I see her, and Kiana, don't go too far away. I wanna hear. Okay, Line. Who is that? Dark and lovely. Lion is a good one. Who else? What else? What else?
Inconsistency.
Say it again.
I get thrown off. Like it will really. I don't really like a lot of change. I can eat the same thing all the time. I'm a creature of habit. Inconsistency freaks me out. Hot and cold. It like really freaks me out. I am very unsettled and I have a lot of anxiety from inconsistency.
I see loyalty, first lady, cool production. I see you. What else? Where's Ron? I'm still looking for you, baby. Let's see. What else? Let's come off again. Tell her, hit the sign. Yeah, we already told her. They're trying to help you come in on it. Disrespect. So, okay, so here's the thing. So do you believe that if there's trust and you say you're in a one-on-one relationship, is it, like Michael said last night, is it something that you're hiding, or do you feel like it's just an invasion of privacy if you don't swap phones? Ooh, that's a good question. Well, and I know it's one thing for what you did on camera, and I know I was so pissed when you were basically like, well, I know KJ didn't want to swap, so I didn't swap, and I was like, oh my god, here you go making it feel comfortable.
And this is why. In our situation, I'm the celebrity and KJ's not. There's already issues we have with like people I've dated before, where I was always making him feel comfortable. People check in with me, but there's nothing inappropriate. But I just feel like, I don't know. I just felt weird about it. So maybe maybe I wasn't trustworthy. I don't know, but I felt.
But if guys are just checking in, how come he doesn't know that? So that when he sees the names, if you guys are really, really together, now maybe that's too much in your relationship. I feel like, and the same thing with me. I may run into somebody, or how about this? Somebody may say, yeah, the blogs may post, I saw AJ out with so-and-so. Doesn't mean that I was doing anything wrong. They probably just saw us saying hi at the bar or out to lunch or saying hello. So a lot of times I go overboard and say, guess who I saw today? Or guess who called me today? Because you never know how they're going to find out, not just in a phone swap. But just
initially, I handed my phone. I was like, all right, it's fine. And there was a guy that I dated before that was a celebrity that he kind of felt weird about. So what I did right away in the relationship was I put them both on FaceTime, and I said, I want you to see that this is a platonic friend. This was a long time ago. And then I introduced him to the guy, so to make him feel comfortable. So there's nothing sneaky. There was one person on my phone that would check in for me, and he would kind of flirt sometimes. It's one-sided flirting, and I thought about that. But there's everything else in my phone he could see. And yeah, I probably should have just did it because it was no big deal. I trust KJ. I trusted KJ. There was no cheating in our relationship. That wasn't our issue. We had other issues.
Well, listen, I see a lot of people. First of all,
Hello,
Rada.
y'all.
Hey, darling.
Hey, I'm good. I'm in
How
Phoenix.
are you?
It's nice and hot out here.
You're in Phoenix. We got Phoenix, LA, and Houston couples retreat. I think we're naming this the Tuesday tap in couples retreat recap. What do y'all think?
Yes, yeah.
Right. I'm seeing a lot of responses, and I think it's funny that everybody thinks it's both. Rada, I think you may have been trying to come in, but I was asking if you don't want to swap phones, is it actually a lack of trust? And this is good for you because this is what you and Michael went through on the show, and I want to hear, was that just on the show?
You know, like I was feeling the same emotions again watching the show last night while his ass was on the plane to Ghana. And I was like, you know what? It's a good thing that he's going to Ghana this week because I don't have to kick his ass to the curb.
Oh, I think that's interesting. The question is, if you don't swap, is it mistrust or is it an invasion of privacy? I personally feel like, and I want to hear this from you guys, I want you guys to answer too. I feel like if I'm in a one-on-one relationship, there
should be no secrets.
I just feel like there's no secrets. Now, maybe, and Claudia, you can answer this too. Maybe I feel that way because my life since I was 18 has been public. So I ain't got no secrets anyway. You know what I mean? I ain't got nothing to hide anyway. So I might as well just, live a life of ain't no secrets. What do you all think? I want you to put in the comments, secrets or no secrets. I want to see what you think. Claudia, you answer too.
I don't know. Shit, I don't have.
The no answer says it all, y'all. No answer.
I feel like,
Rada,
we shouldn't have any secrets. We should be open and honest with one another. Like with my situation, at least, I mean, there's nothing else to hide. You're fucking other bitches, right? So I feel like if you're hiding whatever's on the phone, it's like, what else are you hiding? Are you telling these women that they're your wives too? Or talking shit about me? I don't know. I don't know what it is. But I did get the phone afterwards though. So.
And they didn't.
No,
did you say that on the show? It was like
way after
even
the
another
retreat.
episode. You did.
He probably felt bad. He probably went and deleted everything before he gave it to me.
How do you feel about that though? If that's the case,
I didn't go
how do you
through
feel
it. I really didn't want to go through his phone. I just wanted to test him. I wanted to see if he was going to give it to me or not, And the craziest thing is before we got to the retreat, he always wanted to know what was happening in my phone. And I was like, well, there's nothing happening, but if you want to trade, we can do an even swap. And he never would. He's been in my phone before, and he's looked through like the notifications while I'm asleep. He doesn't know that I know, but when I'm asleep, he comes and pretends to check the time on my fucking phone and knows who's calling. So he be sneaky.
Okay, so don't forget, you guys, I want comments in here, either secrets or no secrets. If you're together, do you feel like there should be secrets, which is still privacy, I think, right? Secrets or no secrets? My vote is no secrets. Rada, yours is no secrets?
I think
Claudia's
it's okay to have something to keep to yourself. Now, when it comes to other people and messing around with other people, I think that's a no-no. Like, and me and KJ would show each other, like, oh, look who DM'd me. We definitely would show that. Like, he would tell me if an ex would hit him up. I told him 99% of it. You know what I mean? But, like, we were together every single day. Like, there was always like, hey, look. Like, but, like, just going through just, I never wanted to go through his phone. And he never went through mine. But our thing wasn't a trust thing. Our issue was not trust. Our issue was other things. Like, we knew.
So hold on. So here, wait a minute. Let's stay on trust. Hold on. So this person's saying no secrets. Wait, hold on. What is this? Everything should be open and honest. Exactly. Honesty is always the way to go. Let's see. What else? What are people saying? Wait, women always have secrets. That's not true. Don't waste your best years on someone who clearly doesn't value you. Okay. Rada, everybody's saying that he deleted everything before he
I'm
gave
sure he
you
did.
the phone.
I never went through it. I don't know what's in there.
Right. Right. Let's see. My password, what is this? My password is very easy to guess for my man if he wanted to get in the phone. But that's not the point. It's not about somebody wanting to get in your phone. It's kind of like Rada, and this was a good point that I love they kept in the edit of the show. You said last night, it's not even about me wanting to go on the phone. It's just the fact that he was open enough to just say, here's the phone or pass it to me, like you were. It wasn't even necessarily, and see, you guys pay attention on the show. It wasn't, I didn't say swap phones and let each other go through it. I didn't say that. I just said swap phones. Now you have to care what everybody does with the phone. That's the problem. See, that's why I was like, they didn't keep that in the show, and I was like, aha. Well, the part they kept is what I said, what you hiding? What you hiding? I was going off in my green screen about that. I was like, what is there to hide?
What is there to hide? That's the big question.
What is this?
What is there to hide?
What is that? Sheesh, you giving me threesome. What is there to hide? You wish. Talking about something 7 months old. I'm gonna say respect the other person's privacy. How no privacy goes out the window. Want to say less. No sexual attraction. Okay, let's see. Nobody wants surprises. I get it. Secrets between you two, but not keeping secrets. Okay, I got it. So let's see. Is Kiana around? Because I know we don't want to stay on too long. Where's Kiana? Is she? Let me see. Did she request? I was hoping Jess would stay up. I know that Ajua is on a plane, right? Shamari's got the kids.
Yeah, we was all just
you guys came on
Aruba together recently, so that's my girl. And
oh, that's right. How was that?
Yeah, we had a good time.
Did you have fun?
You looked amazing, by the way.
I lost 11 pounds since the show, since I was a fat pig. Like, Kiana's in.
Hilarious. Okay, so guys, let's take. You guys ask questions and we're gonna answer. We're only gonna be on for maybe another few minutes. I'm looking for Kiana. Where'd she go?
Yeah,
but she's got a request, right? Oh, there she is. There she is. Hold on. Let's get her on. I got so excited. Let's see. Where's she at?
Kiana.
Hey.
Yay! Where are you? It's dark.
I'm in my movie theater room. I'm sitting here. Look, I was sitting here trying to find. Yeah.
I'm in my theater room. I'm
sitting here trying to find some makeup, ladies.
I'm in my theater room.
Or nothing. I think I'm still packed from the trip, so I can't find anything.
You don't even stare.
You are beautiful.
That's hysterical. Yes. Yay! Welcome on, Kiana. I know we need Jess. Jess said she was gonna pop in. I thought she was gonna surprise us. She has an early flight or something, so she thought she was gonna surprise us. Hey, cutie pie! I haven't seen you since we filmed.
And then I just got off.
How you doing?
Clinicals, work, whatever you want to call it. So I'm happy that I can join you guys. I do miss you guys. I think every time I watch the show, I'm like, oh, that was really, really nice. You know, you come in and you're like real reserved. You know, you don't know what to expect from everyone. So, you know, now that we were there, I'm like, everybody was really cool. I really enjoyed it. And then, you know, we just had that mutual support. So,
we need a girl. Yeah. Okay, so you said something last night. I want to ask you because I thought your perspective, and that's another thing about this season. Everybody's perspective is so different because everybody's relationship is so different. It's like Jess and Daniel are younger. You know, Claudia, you and KJ are 3 years in trying to figure out what you're doing. Rada, you guys are engaged one day and not the next, which is hysterical to me. You know, Damari and Ron, you know, they've been together forever. Not as close as forever as Styles and Ajua. And then you've got Kiana and Nick, who child sweethearts, gone through mountains and valleys. I love all the different dynamics, you know what I mean? But you said something last night, Kiana, that was really interesting to me, that phone swap was a really nice breakthrough for you and Nick. Oh, yeah. When it could have been a disaster.
Last night on the show, you guys, I vividly remember this day. I used to always just be so anxious because let me tell you something, like I used to be this person, like well, if he is dealing like Barada, like if he is dealing with all these people, I would rather just know, you know? So like, I would like be in the phone, like, and he's such a heavy sleeper. And I used to just take, you know, because it was just like, but this is the thing, like, I think I was in denial too. Cause I'm like, oh, I want to know what's in his phone, because then it lets me know how I'm going to play the situation, you know? Like, I don't know. Myself, but it was like fooling myself. And then back to actually before we that, all the people saying that, you know, this whole couples retreat is not real. There's only so much faking people could do, and you guys know that in real life, period. Like, if somebody is, eventually somebody's going to show their hand, and then you know that, you know, okay, you know what, they're faking it. But you can't really think that people go on the TV and fake the whole thing. Let me pick somebody to be on a show with and have a relationship with them, and then just be like, okay, we're gonna go ahead and get a check. It's definitely way more than that. But back to the
I love this. I'm gonna give you guys some of the questions that are coming in. Who is this for? Do you feel that even with all your beauty, you lack some self-confidence? I'm gonna ask that for everybody, because I mean, you're all gorgeous, and a lot of the comments on the show, a lot of the comments I'm getting, a lot of the DMs, Ron, I know you get DMs all the time, Claudia, probably you too. It's like, what people, you know, couples retreat is supposed to be exactly what it is. You know, I wanted to do the show because when they came to me to say, we really want you to try these couples. And so to me, you now, especially the first season, they may not have known what was going on. You guys came on the show knowing it was going to be, let's get down to the down and dirty, right? You knew that. So do you feel like some of these issues are, I'm going to kind of rephrase the question. Are they some of the issues with your guys? What's it from? Is it insecurity? Is it, what do you think it's from? Why do you tolerate? That's what I'm asking. Why do you tolerate some of these issues?
I think we kind of look past the exterior, and we think we know a person deeper than what we do. And I honestly say, I think that was the situation with Nick. Like, you know, couldn't nobody tell me nothing about Nick, because I knew Nick and we grew up, we were in high school together, you know? So like, no, this isn't really him. This is a facade. And I think I was saying it for a long time, like, this whole Swaggy P thing is a facade. So it was like, I think I looked past that, and that's not even excusable. So I'll just say that now, like, me being an adult and having 3 kids now, that was an excuse. It was a poor excuse at that, I must say, you know, but I think we just kind of look past that and be like, you know, this person, there's something more to this person. And we always feel as women that we can bring it out of them. And in our actuality, it's like, if they, you know, they'll change when they want to change. And we stop thinking that we can fix them, because we can't.
I didn't know, there's 2 things, and I'm going to the show. Kiana, this is primarily for you real quick. You laughed when I was announcing what the game was. You fell out laughing.
Because
why?
I'm trying to tell you, this was something that I would have loved this a couple of years ago. We got on that show and we did this. I would have been so happy, because that would have been like, okay, good. Like, now, you know, like, you can't run from this. Like, if me and you were just in a room by ourselves, you can have all the excuses in the world. But if we would have did this a long time, I'm telling you, I would have thrived off of that. Like, I was like, this is good. And then also, girls, you got to stop acting like we don't text our girlfriends talking about how our men ain't, you know what I'm saying? Like, there's so much stuff in my text messages with my girlfriends that I'm talking about my own man. You know what I'm saying? So it's just like, okay, what did I say? What did I, you know, so.
How did you feel? How did you feel? Because I could see the authenticity. That's why I don't understand when people say it's fake. I could see the authenticity in your eyes when you said, this is amazing. Because years ago, we would have been fighting all night. And now, like, you know, and you could see it on his face. He turned into like a 3-year-old little boy, you know? But I guess my thing is, for everybody, isn't it interesting that something that you may think could break you can actually make you, right? So something that, because everybody was scared when I said swap phones, everybody was like, oh shit. And then, but these 2 that you would think would probably be the most toxic couple about swapping phones, they were like, you know, they swapped phones and it was fine. So I feel like God, I assigned you, Kiana, to be one of the guiding lights at that time in terms of the history and what you and Nick have been through. I think you had divine assignment that night. in that game. Somebody was asking, how am I coming up with the games? You know, I just know that I know what I'm after. And I know, of course, I'm doing two things. We're filming a TV show. I'm also filming what I want the girls to deal with. I know their relationships. I'm doing my research and have done my research in real time. And every night I'm not with them, I'm doing my research. Not blog research, not gossip research, but my research of them as people, not even as couples, as people. I'm doing my research because you have to be a person to be in the relationship. And so I want to know what the person's dealing with. And you see that when we get into our one-on-ones, right, you guys? So Rada, here, I'm trying to think, there's a question that came in for you, and we're gonna let's see. In what way has this couples retreat helped you ladies in your relationship? Did you guys hear that question?
For us, it actually has helped Mike realize the importance of communication, because before he would always shut down. And I was just so sick of sweeping things under the rug. That was actually one thing that we were able to tackle in the last retreat, which I wanted to thank you, AJ, for helping me with that. But yeah, he talks more now. Sometimes it just doesn't get anywhere, but at least he talks. And you know what? I'm so thankful that Keanu information with your girlfriends bitching about your man and all that. I didn't even think about that. So
you know what? I'm just not gonna talk about it. Everybody gonna know my business.
Right. Hilarious. Well, don't forget you got my number. It's safer if you text me.
On that. Sometimes the way you talk to your girl, and sometimes the way you talk to your girls about your dude, like you may not want him to see it, but you know, it's just how you talk to your girls. It's not like you're killing him. It's not, you know what I mean? It's just like just how you are with your friends. I have friends of 25 years, and you know, I keep it very, very, very a buck with them, and that's where they're gonna hear my actual. I'm really gonna say invent and put it really out there. You know, so I feel y'all both on that for real.
Do you when I'm asking the hard questions, and this is kind of I'm building off of a question that was in here. When I'm asking you guys the hard questions, we're 4 episodes in on air, but and just so you guys know, the show shoots real time. So when we're shooting, episode 4 is actually day 4. So it's kind of going in order in terms of the true what we're doing, which is also not fake. We're not shooting a show and then they edit out of order. We're actually shooting and producing it every day up to the 9th day, trying to get them to certain periods of healing. And so when I'm asking you guys the questions, I'm going to ask the hard questions. Are you comfortable with knowing that in love and sisterhood, I'm trying to help you get to the truth? Whatever it is, whether it's healing for your relationship, whether it helps you call quits, are you guys ready for uncovering so much of the truth that you may not get to because you ain't asking the question?
Yes and no. I'm gonna be honest, like yes, because I know better that we should. You know, I mean, it's easy to just like sweep things under the rug because you're comfortable in that space. You're comfortable just doing what you got to do to get by, to like, you know, we're fine, we're good, we're gonna make it to New Year's. Okay, we're fine, we're good, we're gonna go to Christmas. You know, like just keeping it going. When you have to really address things, and this is one of the reasons why I think I put up therapy for so long for myself, as I know once I open that can of worms, it's going to be a lot of work. It's going to be things that you have to face that you don't want to face. And if you want to continue with your, you know, your facade and getting through work and keeping a happy face, because we got to do that in this business, all these eyeballs on us, sometimes you don't want to deal with that heavy stuff that can kind of keep you in bed for 3 weeks, curled up ice cream. And I know that.
Right.
I know that. So when I say yes and no, it's like yes, but no. You know what I mean? Like, do I got a job next week? Because I don't want to have puffy eyes. Because once I start crying, I'm going to be crying. Like, I cry literally. Wait till we get to the beach episode, y'all. That's all I got.
Don't give it away. Don't give it away. Don't give it away.
Cry. I don't even think you cried. I'm like, y'all got me so wrong. I cry a lot.
Well, you know what? And you did cry in this retreat a lot. But I feel like it's cleansing tears. And I think that's the whole point, even with Jess. You know, I was so proud of her for being so authentic and being so open last night in the last night episode and feeling so safe. That's really what I loved. I love that she felt safe enough with us all to share. And that's what I hope, if nothing else, for me, I'm going to say, because I'm going to ask you guys, and there's a question here, what have you learned about yourself and what do you want to learn from the retreat? One of the things I love is that as women, we have to start connecting and feeling safe with each other, and feeling safe to communicate and to talk, and feeling safe with our truth. As opposed to, you know, Instagram and so all the social media, sometimes it has a tendency to just be nothing but judgment. Judgment, judgment, judgment. And it's like, girl, you don't know what you do because you ain't me, and you don't know my life, and I don't know you, and I don't know your life. So instead of judging, if I don't know what it's like, just say, well, you know what, AJ, I don't know what that's like, as opposed to judgment. So I wanna pose the question to you guys. What have you learned about yourself or since you've been on the show that you weren't expecting?
I think I've been. Go ahead, Rada. Go ahead.
No. You go ahead.
I just feel like I've been really reserved, and I think I've let situations with the relationship. I think I've let, you know, like I've talked about on the show, social media. I think I let that really hinder who I am as a person. You know, like my mom would tell me like all the time, you know, like there's things like I used to do, and I used to do it confidently, to where I'm just like really, really reserved now, because I've let the situation, I've let things kind of just like hinder me from that. Because now somebody asks like my own insecurities, yes, I will, you know, I will proudly admit that, you know, and because everyone has them, you know, they can go on social media, they confront all they want, but every single woman, every single guy, whoever's on social media, they have some type of insecurities of their own that actually start messing with your mental. And, you know, you're like, I best, you know, I think it's best if I hide this, or best if I don't do this, because I'm so worried about what somebody's going to think. So I think I let a lot of insecurities of my own kind of just like consume me, and like make me into this person that's just like timid and like afraid to speak up. So
How about you, Rada?
I've learned that, like, when Mike and I had first started our relationship, I was just very mellow, and I was like, oh, whatever goes, goes, because we weren't really in a relationship in the beginning. So I think that carried over into our relationship, and I thought that that's how I was supposed to be. However, when we went to that first retreat, and then, you know, this second retreat was much more stronger for me, because I feel like we bonded more since we spent more time with each other. And that helped me realize that, you know, I have a voice. I can tell him what I need and what I want without being afraid to say that. And I've been standing up for myself lately, and he's been responding. So I've noticed that, you know, I just have to ask for what I want. And I didn't think that I could do that, because, you know, I loved him so much. I was so afraid of losing him. And I truly loved him, and I was afraid of that. But now I'm not afraid anymore. Like, I feel like I can say whatever.
Why are you not afraid? That's huge. Why are you not afraid?
You know, I was like thinking about my past relationships, and I was thinking about my first relationship that almost put me in the grave, is because of myself being the way I was. Like, I just would never stand up for myself, and then they keep taking advantage of you, and they think that they can do whatever they want, say whatever they want to you, and all of a sudden it gets to a place where it's dangerous. And I knew that I cannot get to that place anymore. But Mike's not like that. He's a good-hearted person. He would never, ever think about harming me, ever. But it just reminded me of that. And it triggered me.
I think if I can say this, and I'm saying this hoping to help you say it, Rada, because of course we connected the first season, we've traveled, we've hung out in Ghana together, in LA together, now we're on the show again together. And I think for a lot of people, what I want to help you say is, even if you're not into an open relationship, or, you know, inviting a third person, polyamorously, whatever it is, I think you and Mike are just figuring it out. It'll either work for you or you won't. And the fact that you're courageous enough to go through the ups and downs in public, I think it's teaching a lot of people. You know, no relationship is going to be perfect, Kiana. I mean, you know, you know that. There's going to be ups and downs. CJ, there's going to be ups and downs, you know, in the relationship. But I think for you guys having that kind of open level of relationship, you're going to go through periods where it may not even be that you want monogamous. And I don't know if that's who you are or not. It may just be that there's something else that's making you feel a little insecure. And that's why you want him to kind of pipe down on the other chicks. And, you know, there may be, if you were getting something else, you wouldn't care. What do you say to that?
It's like my selfishness. I feel like, you know, like, I don't want it. You're right. I don't want this type of relationship, but I do want the spice. Don't get me wrong. I do want that every now and then, but there needs to be.
And wait, I want to make sure, amazing dealer one. Why are you guys making Rada's relationship a topic in public? That's so wrong. What's so wrong? We're supporting her and giving her a chance to talk about how she feels, and we're supporting her in wherever she is in the relationship. See, that's what I'm talking about, you guys. That's why I want to do this on live, because everybody's judging. Pay attention. Listen. We're giving you, Rada. Don't you feel that way, Rada? Let me not speak for you. Do you feel that you feel supported?
Yeah, I do. I feel supported within my peer group, but as far as judgment, there's a lot of that. But I understand traditional.
Right. And I know, and I know you go through that. I know you go through that. You know, we've talked about it. I know you go through that. And that's what I'm saying. It's like, you know, if you don't have anything to hide, if you feel like maybe your story or your opinion or your take can help one other person, that's another reason to share it. You know, because you may help one other person say something they didn't say, like when you said it's helping you stand up for yourself, where a year ago you didn't. That's amazing. That's amazing. I mean, you know, Kiana talking about, you know, what used to be in their relationship, and now she's a lot more outspoken because of social media in their business kind of squashed her. I'm so proud of you when it comes to that. I think it's amazing. You know, and you may not have known that was going to happen.
I didn't know what was happening. Honestly, me and Nick was so nervous to meet you, AJ. We were so nervous because we like, you know, we just knew, you know, your aura, your personality, you were going to bring stuff out of us that we didn't think we would, you know, and I think we were looking forward to that because I think we needed that breakthrough, because I think, you know, in relationships, you talk so much at each other that you're not really listening to each other because then you're so offended by what the other person says. So me and Nick do
I can't wait. I'm not going to give it away either, but I can't wait. There's so many breakthroughs coming, you guys. There's so many breakthroughs. I'm not going to say anything else, but I love that everybody, that's the blessing to me from God, that I could help you guys usher in all these different breakthroughs. Some I was hoping would happen. Some I was surprised that happened. But you know, as we get ready to go, I'm so glad you guys came on and joined me. We're gonna do this every week. I think if they feel like it, we'll come on and do.
Yeah, I didn't get to answer that question. You want to say about learning? Say this,
oh, sorry.
Like, it's revealed on the show that some issues that I've had in my past, in my childhood, in my teenage years, and all that kind of stuff. And I've talked about it before. And I think I wanted to talk about that kind of stuff because I feel like a lot of women. Actually, not just women. I think women and men. A lot of us people, haven't dealt with some of these things that have happened in our lives, and that affects every aspect of our personalities. It affects how we are in friendships. It affects how defensive we are. It affects how we, you know, our walls, whatever. And a lot of times, I think a lot of us are walking around here with lower self-esteem than we maybe lead on. You know what I mean? Like we may feel like for a long time, I would think the term damaged goods. And I'm a person that stays on social media. So I see all the little mean things people say in the comments, even right now. I'm never going to be the type to sit here and lie to y'all and say it doesn't bother me. Because I kind of like am one of those people, a little idealistic, like, can't we all just be nice? And like, you know, we can be shady and fun. But, you know, there's mean-spirited things that people are saying, like they really go for our character sometimes. I think when you absorb this negativity, combined with your damaged goods outlook on yourself from whatever traumas you haven't healed from, you sometimes will settle. You'll sometimes be like, well, I don't deserve more than this, or this is good enough, or I can make this work. And I think we're not unique. I think of people that are watching in the comments, being very judgmental, watching us, if you're really being honest, a lot of you probably are in the same exact position. That's why you're on here being so evil to us right now. Some of y'all being really beautiful.
Or their mamas, or their uncles. And
yeah. And we all got, you'd be surprised what some of your favorite people have been through, being raped, molested, abandonment issues, daddy left, being beat down to the almost being murdered by an ex. Like, and that's in this cast. So please, when we're being open and trying to like get through some breakthroughs, just let us have that, y'all. Because
But here's the thing. Let me say this. Let me say this. And you know, I've said this to you personally, and I'm gonna say this to the group, and I'm gonna say this to all of us here in the forum. We can't be so focused on what other people think, and we can't be so focused on other people's perspective. If we move focused on other people's perspectives of us, our take, our lives, we will constantly be insecure, because the worldly take is not what we're supposed to be after. It's supposed to be the divine, godly take that we're supposed to be after. Human beings are flawed. We are all flawed. And so if we keep looking for the pat on the back from someone else, or the acceptance from someone else, as much as I love you, someone's going to say that you're fake. As much as you guys love me, they're going to say I'm fake. We already know that. But the point is, if we can help shift one person in this show, if we can help show one breakthrough of all our insecurities, all of our issues in our relationship, if we can heal one thing, and that's what made me come to the show, and you hear me say it in the episodes coming up. If we can heal one thing for each of you, then the retreat is worth it. But all of this focusing on what people say in the comments, and, you know, Claudia, you know, you do that a lot.
But I'm also very honest, AJ. I think it's not realistic to sit here and say, ignore what the world said, what people say. I would love to get to that level of elevation, and I would love to get there, and I will eventually. But if I'm being honest, which I am, I sit here and say that it doesn't affect who doesn't want to be loved, who doesn't want to be admired, who doesn't want to be respected. So I just think it's not realistic to say ignore everything everyone says, because
no, but I'm not saying that. I'm not looking for love from people I don't know. I'm not looking for respect from people I don't know.
If you
the comments, these people in the comments, people on social media,
but it's easier,
you don't know
you
that.
guys, it's easier said than done, though. Like, it's easy for us to say, let's not focus on the negatives, let's not focus on what these people are saying about us, because they don't put bread on our table. However, it's so hard sometimes when a volume of the comments or the messages that you get are around negativity. It's so hard not to, like, take that, get that in your head. It's just hard. It's tough. We're all human.
So let me ask a question. And this will be our last question, because it's going to be 7 o'clock. This is for all 4 of you. And you guys also put your comments in here. You already know that your choices are not going to be for everybody. Each of you, right? Your choices, how you live, what you want in your relationship, what you want as your career, whatever your choices are in your life, you already know that what your choices are, it's not going to work for everybody. Why is that not enough to push you through when those everybody's who don't agree?
Well, I think, like I mentioned earlier about how we all have our traumas. So sometimes when people are saying things, it hits you hard because it's, you know, some of it's based on truth. Like if you have difficulties in relationships, or daddy issues, and someone says stuff about you related to that, it's gonna hurt you, because you, like, deep down you know it's true. So when they so it's true. If you can't keep a man,
that's what I wanted you to say.
Well, I've had difficulties and I know why. It hurts. So all this you can't ignore it, is what I'm saying. I think I'm not a robot. No one here is a robot, and I feel like I'm honest enough to say I know I'm not perfect, and I know sometimes you say stuff that does hit. I know I'm 49 with no kids. Y'all don't have to remind me. When you do it, like, do you feel better when you do that? Like, I think this, like, I say there's a difference between, you make fun of my feet, make fun of my nail polish, my big ass hands, like surface things. But when y'all cut like that, just know you may be dealing with someone that maybe has miscarriages.
Exactly.
Is struggling with that. And when you,
and that's why I'm saying, as a whole, we've got to stop being so judgmental of each other, because we don't know. And I know that's your truth, Claudia. And that's why, more than, I wanted to hear you say that. It's not so much that I'm thinking you're not supposed to be affected, but that's why I even said to you, your vulnerability on the show is, to me, the most attractive moments I've ever seen you have, period. I mean, you're fly and you're fabulous and you're gorgeous, but your vulnerability, to me, is the sexiest thing about you, because that's your truth. That's your truth. All of you have had those moments and continue to have them on the show. And that, to me, is when your light shines the brightest. when you're not trying to have a hard skin or armor on to what people say, but to let more people know what your vulnerabilities are. Because once they know, they're going to know their triggers. And there's going to still be mean people who pull the trigger because it's a trigger. But more people who know your triggers and know your insecurities and know your emotional spots, I think the more
love. And I do get a lot of love, and I appreciate that. And, you know, people can say, well, you talk shit on your show. I work on a gossip show about hot topics. I don't come for people's fertility. I don't, like, there's certain things. We just have to have some lines. If I know someone's struggling with having a baby or their age, I'm not hitting them with that. I'm just saying there's so many other things y'all can say. Y'all can talk about my split ends, my thin eyebrows, my no upper lip. You can talk about how I have a little bit of a lisp. You can talk about our surface things. But when y'all go deep like that, just know what you're doing. Like, you're really hitting on people's traumas that they know they have. And it's like, are you trying to break us? I feel like this show is a blessing. You got people from all different walks of life that are really being honest about their relationships. Yes, we got a check. Yes, we went on TV. But honestly, I hope there's people that are watching that can relate with all of us. Like, damn, my relationship was like that. And hopefully they get healed. It's not fake. And we really put our stuff on the line to, like, get to a better place. And it really was real. It really was real. I am so happy I did it. Like, I know y'all going to see some things next few weeks, but I'm in a really, I know it's hard to believe, great place in my life. AJ, we talked a little bit, but, like, it's real. Rada's real. Kiana's real. Jessica's real. Like, they were so open and dope on this show. Honestly, like, we need more shows like this. But y'all want the fighting and the surface stuff. And when we give you something real, oh, it's fake. It's not fake.
Yeah.
This ain't fake. This ain't fake. This ain't fake.
Mm-hmm.
Well, listen, you guys, thank you so much for doing this live. Kiana, I want to see you soon because you and I are in LA.
Yes,
so I should be seeing you. And Rada, you know, when you get back to town, Claudia, when you come, please, let's get together. I love you guys dearly. The other thing you guys should see, yes, we're filming, but we're all connected. And I wanted people to know that too. You know, I wanted us to get together so people know that we're supporting, you know, we're allowing each other to grow on the show, but we're all connected. And somebody asked, was I connected to you beyond the show? Hello. You know, some of you, I mean, I just met Kiana on the show, but we're connected and want to grow stronger. Claudia, have known each other for probably the longest. Rada, you and I are sisters from now. You're African like I am. So,
can I share an epiphany with you guys?
Yeah.
I just feel like this is so important for me to share because I just had an epiphany yesterday when I was at a friend's house. I saw this 9-year-old girl on her iPad. She was in, I don't know what the hell she was in, but she was going into comments, writing stuff in there. And I glanced over and I was like, why is this 9-year-old writing this stuff? And where the hell is her mom? So it shows you that some of these trolls in our comment sections are like 8 and 9-year-olds. So if you see a mean comment, it's probably coming from a 6 or 7-year-old who doesn't know any better.
And it could be. And that's my point. It very well could be. So what we have to do is keep doing the work, keep talking it out. Let's not hold it in because that hold in also manifests as disease. You know, that's a whole nother show. Let's keep talking it out. Let's keep sharing how we feel. And let's keep focusing on the healing. Because it could be an 8-year-old that's ruining your day because they've talked about your mustache or whatever it is, right? So you guys keep watching Couples Retreat, VH1, Monday nights, 9 p.m. Eastern. You three, I love you madly. And there's so much more coming up in the season, 9 episodes. And we'll see you all live again back here. I hope
Gemini birthday party in Miami next week. Come through.
Girl.